Hello once again to the N7 Dead Space tutorial rig suit armor make. It's been a while since I've updated my videos. As you can see, I've come a long way since then. I have moulded the foam and bent it into shape. I've also attached the chest plates and the other materials to the under structure which I've bent and moulded. Anyway, what I'm going to do is update you on how I've got this far, go into a bit of detail and just give you a few pointers in the right direction when you choose to make this armour on your own. So I'll go back to the basics. At the moment I'm making the back plate, so if we go over and see how basically I'm creating it from scratch, it might give you some idea on how to progress on your journey on making your own armour. Now, when you make your armour, I think everyone's your own individual. Most of this work I'm doing is freehand, but I'm using a lot of measurements and tools to get it looking as authentic and as symmetrical and as good as possible. So anyway, how I start is basically I look at the armour on the screen, which is just screenshots. I've got Dead Space 2, so I've plugged that into my Xbox. I'm having a look and I'm drawing it out on paper first. Here we go. Base, I'm not an artist or anything, so as you can see down here on the lines, on the sides here is centimetres for what's on my foam itself, so the dimensions, and I'm just taking a lot of references and where the lines are and the centimetres, so so it's all symmetrical. You don't want one side being longer than the other, so make sure using measuring tape basically, and draw it out first, definitely. Okay, so once I've drawn it out, I then draw it out on my foam. I'll get a camera angle here. I'll go right over it if I can. Just use my phone. So I've drawn out basically one side of what I'm going to then Dremel. So if you didn't see my last ones, a Dremel is a tool like a drill. You put like a sander head on it, and what I'll do then is Dremel out the lines to, if I go back to my other set of armour I've already done, well the chest plate, to get this nice indent shape into it. And it's come up really nice since I've bent it actually, and I'm quite happy with that so far. It's good. When I've bent it with the heat gun, it's kind of given it a shine as well, but this will be eventually painted anyway. So anyway, so if you can see closely, I've drawn reference lines all over the foam. So once basically I've drawn this side out, and now I'll use these reference lines and kind of just put it on this side. Well, I've got this reference line here, I'll take the measurement here and the measurement here, and then I'll go to the same reference line on the other side and do a freehand drawn, but I'll put the dots. When you get to bending it with the heat gun, you can either glue on the chest part there first or after. I chose to glue it on afterwards, so I bent the under plate. I'm going to call this the upper plate, and I'm going to call this the underplate. So I chose to put the upper plate on the underplate after I had bent it. Now why I did that is because I just felt that if I glued it on when it was flat like this, it would bend and then it might distort and I might have had an issue. But I don't know, you can try that out yourself, it's up to you. I bent the underplate and then I bent, well, it's not really bent, moulded, sculpted them individually, and then I stuck it on. Now the issue with doing that is it did become harder to do, to put it on, because it's all bent and it didn't line up with my drawings on the underplate. Because what I did is I drew how I actually got all these shapes and these cutouts is once I've done the underplate, I actually, when it's still in a flat foam state, exactly like that, the upper chest plate, I draw it on first. So if you can see, I draw it on and just see how it's going to look. Not this part, that I made it wider, you'll see it in my last video. So anyway, I drew it on first, and just to see what it would look like, and then basically when I was happy, I took an A4 piece of paper and kind of like traced it on the A4 paper. Then I cut out the paper, so it's the upper chest plate size, but yeah, on paper. And then I basically took that paper and then I drew it on foam, and then I cut out the foam and put it on there. Yeah, so I've got two different parts here. I cut out, those are two individual parts, just to keep it authentic with the model I'm going off, the N7 model. Yeah, so this is all going to be painted. I'm going to continue doing this. Hopefully some of my explanations, not being too in depth but short and get to the point, will help you with what you're going to achieve. I've got cuts in here. You can also see ink from a pen. This is not separate plates. I've just cut this with a knife because if you look closely on the N7 Armour, it's got not cuts but like plates, and it gives it a plate feel. And if you can see here, that's where the N7 sticker is going to go. I'm not going to actually make the N7. I'm going to actually get a sticker properly made because I reckon it's the most important bit. So if I turn you around now, yeah, I'll try and get back to you guys as much as I can. I'm playing a bit of rugby at the moment, so that's taking a bit of time. Spotswood United, New Plymouth, New Zealand, go go. So I will work on the back plate and get back to you guys as soon as I can with the update and more explanations on how to make the armour. I'm still